So with no My Hero Academia manga chapter coming out this week, I thought that instead of doing that, I will be replacing that for this week only with two different videos coming out today and on Friday, those being first impressions of animes that are coming out during the winter lineup of 2018. And today I'm gonna talk about an anime called A Place Further Than the Universe, and it is seemingly a slice of life slash adventure story. Not really what I usually watch. I'm not really that big on slice of life. I mean, I've started to watch them more recently, but I'm still pretty new to the genre in general, so whatever I say, it's obviously based on my personal opinions. This needs to be made clear before I begin. So whatever I say in this video, it's not an absolute judgment. It is simply my first impressions, my personal first impressions on this anime based on the first episode. Alright, with that said, let's just begin. As I said, the first episode gives off a very strong slice of life vibe, but there's something that makes this anime different to me from the other slice of life animes that I've watched. It has this sort of adventure theme going. I mean, you don't really get into the adventure already in episode 1, at least not to the extent that the anime is going to be delivering eventually, but they are planning a trip to Antarctica to find one of the characters' lost mother, because apparently she was lost at some point. She's not really verified to be dead, she's just gone. And this girl, one of the main characters, she has saved up a lot of money, you know, she wants to go there, try and find her. That's the whole point of her going to Antarctica. And then you have the main character, also a girl by the way. She doesn't really know what to do with her life. She's having this kind of crisis, you know, she wants to do some stuff before she finishes high school, but she's already in her second year and she hasn't done anything yet. So when she's offered to join this girl to go to Antarctica with her, you know, it makes her really happy. She wants to join her because she has this problem where she's too afraid to really leave the vicinity of her town, I guess, because numerous times during the episode we see how she hesitates to jump on the train to go where she wants to go, but then when this girl offers her a trip to Antarctica with her, you know, she actually manages to take that extra step and just go. I think this anime is going to really deliver well. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's the first episode. It is impossible to tell if it actually is going to be a successful anime or not this early unless you've read a manga. I don't even know if it has a manga. It might be a light novel adaptation, I don't know. I mean, as far as slice of life goes, I find it very interesting so far. It's not really your typical school life or your typical romance type of story which you usually get in slice of life, at least from my experience. You know, there's either a romance going on or there's a school theme going on. This doesn't really have either of those to that extent, I feel, at least not yet. And I don't think it's going to be honest, given that they're actually planning a trip to Antarctica. I mean, I don't really see how you can adapt the whole school theme to that or the romance, especially since from what I can tell in the opening and the sort of visuals that we have, all of the main characters are females. I mean, sure, it could be a Yuri story, I'm not even against that, but I don't really think that's the approach they're gonna take. I just don't get those vibes. Now, obviously, this is not the first slice of life anime to take the adventure approach, so I'm not really saying that this is an original story per se in terms of its genres and approaches, but what I find to be fascinating about the idea that they're going to Antarctica is that it may provide some educational points. At least me personally, I've never really been to Antarctica. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't. And watching this anime may or may not provide some interesting views on how it may be in Antarctica, you know, to actually be there, to actually live there temporarily. Because, you know, it's not just that it's a snowy place, you know, you need to consider the temperatures, you know, how to survive, because it's gonna be really cold, especially at nights. I think I saw some about this anime where they said that the highest temperature ever recorded on Antarctica is like 14 degrees Celsius, which is not a lot when you consider it's summer, probably. And then there's the fact that they may need to gather food. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I've never been to Antarctica. I don't really know how this works, and that's one of the reasons why I'm really interested in this anime, because it may actually show us, you know, how would it be if you were to go to Antarctica? How does everything work? Because I remember in the episode they said that they needed an expedition in order to get there, meaning they can't just go there just because they want to. They need to get an expedition going, meaning they need to collect more people for this expedition, and they need to have everything sorted out before they actually go. You know, once they're there, like I said, they need to go through a lot of obstacles. If you're a seasoned veteran going to Antarctica, I think you'd have an easier time, you know, know, if you're used to that kind of stuff in your life. But you have to remember, these girls, at least these two girls, and I think this applies to the other two that are in the visual as well, they all look like young girls, right? So they're probably not that used to the whole going to Antarctica thing, you know, they're not really adapted to this whole situation. They need to adapt to living on Antarctica for as long as they need to. Imagine, you know, they run out of food, they need to know, how do I get more food? At least that's something that I'm guessing is the case. I mean, they may bring enough food, who knows? I don't fucking know. But as a whole, from what we've seen in the first episode of this anime, I think this could actually do really well if it's taking the right approach, which I think it will. I mean, I don't think this could do that badly, to be honest. The animation looks absolutely great, you know, for a slice of life. It's not gonna have this super high-end quality like a shonen or a seinen. It just has this really nice sort of slice of life type of animation that you would expect going into watching a slice of life anime. Even if the anime doesn't do perfectly, I think this is going to be a perfectly fine anime to watch. You know, it's not gonna be terrible at any rate. I just don't see that being the case. Now, whether the plot is actually going to be finding this character's mother, I don't really know. That's what she wants to do. Whether the whole story revolves around that is a whole other question, because there may be other things as they arrive on Antarctica that they want to do. You know, they just may find something else that they want to do. The plot could be completely different to that. Now, I do think that is one of the main plot points, of course. Otherwise, they wouldn't really bring it up in the first episode, I feel. Especially since that's the whole reason why one of the girls, the one who has all the money, is going. Anyway, I think I'm going to end this first impression video here. So let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you've seen this anime episode, I'd love to know what you think about it, and if you intend to keep watching or not. And as always, if you did, be sure to Detroit smash that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. This has been your favorite host, Perm, and I will see you next time.